Hello, good evening. This is Sheshachalam from Astroguide Mysore. As I had promised that I am going to put up a case study of a millionaire chartered accountant. It's not that I'll be putting up cases of millionaire surgeons, millionaire businessmen also in the coming days. But this is a peculiar chart. You should understand that how a 12th lord will play a very strong role. As we have understood many yogas, here let us understand the yoga of a very strong 12th lord and also how Rahu can give. People tell Rahu gives misery, Rahu gives tension, Rahu gives stress. He has gone through all of that. He has gone through misery, he has gone through tension, he has gone through everything. But because of the strength of the ascendant lord, which is Mercury, which is placed in the 8th house along with Sun. 8th house is desire, and a retro Mercury in the 8th house, which is extremely strong in this case. Go to the Shadbala and see it's very strong, and that has given extraordinary output. That is the desire, the burning desire to make money. Try to understand. It's not here just to do something. To achieve the highest level. Considering the chartered accountants in India, I think he is one in 100 who are very rich. So, how that richness has come, and can you also become as a chartered accountant and become rich? Let us understand this. For chartered accountancy, two planets have to be very strong in the chart. One is Mercury, which is for calculation, which is there loaded as he is a Gemini ascendant himself, and Mercury is very well placed with Buddha-Aditya Yoga here. It is not combust, so please mind it. So Buddha and Aditya both are around 7 degrees apart, very well placed, I think 6.5, 7 degrees, extremely well placed, and they don't change places in the Bhava Kundali. So the external arrows which I have written outside the D1 chart is of Shukra, which changes position in the Bhava Kundali and joins Rahu in the 10th house. Shani moves from the 10th to the 11th, and Moon moves from 11th to the 12th. So that means Moon gives the results of the 12th house and the 11th house because it is sitting on the verge. We call it on the wall. It's on the wall. But Saturn gives 11th house, pure 11th house results, and Shukra also gives pure 10th house results. So we can see here that there are two planets which are retrograde. One is Mercury, the other one is Jupiter. So Jupiter is in the Sukhasthana, which is retrograde, which is the 7th and the 10th lord. Mind it, 10th lord. 7th lord also is for transactions, business and professionalism. 10th house is for karma, duty and karmic way of professionalism. That is the how much long he will work, what is the stamina, whether there is luck and all these things. So if we see here that this person has gone through, it's a 1969 male, he has gone through the 18 years of Rahu from 1995 till 2013. So Rahu is very well placed in the Rashi chart and also in the Dashamsha chart. The Dashamsha chart ascendant is here, that is D10 ascendant, and Rahu is very well placed in D10 here, in the 7th house from the ascendant, and you can see that it is placed in the sign of Aquarius. Super placement of Rahu. So the whole of Rahu Dasha was extremely challenging, very tough. Yeah.
The from mid half of Rahu, he started doing.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The Rahu Dasha, because we know this person, we know this person personally. So that's why ma'am is also, she also knows about it. We both sit and discuss before we, do anything. So this particular chart, Rahu has given lots of challenges. So he was 25, 26. Yeah, he was 26, about 26 when his challenges started as a chartered accountant. He has completed chartered accountancy, I think, in the second attempt or something like that, but still very brainy. And even the first attempt is because of some reason he couldn't complete. So, very brainy guy, and after some around 5 to 6 years of Rahu Dasha, he has started to understand the business. And after that, Rahu Dasha has given actually in this case, it has poured. It's not like just rainfall, it's a cloud burst. So he has offices everywhere spread out in India, also abroad in Singapore, Malaysia, and other places in the world. So, chartered accountancy to a very high level, and he has done very good. So, let me give you some planetary positions so that just telling that he's good is of no use. So, let me give you some planetary positions. What all is there in the chart? So, we can see here from the D1 that the second Lord Moon is placed in the 12th house. So that means he should go under loss. But when you see the degree wise, you can see that Moon is between the 11th and the 12th. The second point where you have to check it is in the D10 chart. Where is Moon placed in the D10 chart? And we know that Moon is placed in the 5th house in D10. Jupiter, who is second in the D10 chart, is also very well placed. In the D10 chart, it is placed in the second house. So many things correlate. Rahu, Jupiter, Moon, they all are very well placed from each other. So when we see a dasha or a mahadasha of a planet, we should see that from that planet, what are all the planetary positions which are good. So obviously, Rahu Dasha Saturn Bhukti, he might have gone through tough time. That is somewhere between 1998 and 2001. He has gone through tough time. Why? It is Rahu Saturn. Saturn has gone to this house. So Rahu Saturn, he has gone through tough time. So that is because from the Mahadasha Lord, if you take it as Lagna, these are some tips to make you understand how to do prediction. From the Mahadasha Lord, Saturn is the 12th Lord and the 11th Lord. From Rahu, wherever Rahu is placed, if you take it as Lagna. So 12th Lord means it will give some expenses, unknown difficulties, sudden loss of name, all allegations, something can happen in that period, right? So he has gone through very tough challenges in that period. But after that, Rahu, Jupiter, he has bounced back. Why did he bounce back? Because Rahu and Jupiter are very well placed. And why Rahu, Jupiter is good? Because Rahu's dispositor itself is Jupiter. So Rahu is placed in Jupiter's house, and the placement of Jupiter in the 7th from Rahu has given excellent results. So I have written down some points here before going through the chart. So I have covered most of the points here. Yeah. So the important point here, what I had written is that the second Lord Moon is in the 5th in the D10 chart. This is very important. We need to check the placement of the second Lord of D1 in the D10 chart. And also you need to see the Hora chart. So Hora chart, what has happened here is, in the Chandra Hora, we know that Hora chart gets placed either in the Chandra's sign or in the Surya's sign. That is either in moon sign or sun sign. That is what is Hora chart. And whatever planet is placed in the sun sign, that in that particular Dasha Bhukti, the person will have to do a lot of tough work and has to do backbending work. So that means it creates a lot of difficulty to the person. So it gives stress. But Chandra Hora, whatever planet is placed in Chandra Hora, in that particular Mahadasha, Upadasha, that is Antardasha or Pratyantardasha, the person will go through ease, comfort, lucky, fortunate. So Chandra Hora is loaded with planets. I'll tell you all the planets. Chandra Hora is loaded with Moon, Mars, Sun, Jupiter, Venus, Rahu, Ketu. Only 2 planets are left off, Saturn and Mercury. Only these 2 planets are placed in the Surya Hora. So we ourselves know that Mercury, whenever it has come, he has done a tough job in studying. So he rises after every Mercury Antardasha. Antardasha, because the main Mahadasha of Mercury is yet to come, because he is still in Jupiter Dasha, he will then go through Saturn and then he will go through Mercury. So Mercury Dasha is yet to come. Saturn Dasha, yes, he will go through tough, difficult times, because Saturn is not such a great planet for him, and it is also showing that Saturn is the 8th and the 9th lord, sitting in the 11th house.
Debilitated.
So debilitated, nearly debilitated, because debilitation we see from D1 and it is not fully debilitated. It's very near to debilitation and it's weak. So when a partial Yogakaraka like Saturn becomes weak, the person will go through little bit of disappointments, displacement, travel, so health problems. So that is there. See, everybody doesn't get, a cakewalk. Many parts of the life. So one particular area of the life for this particular person is that he wanted to become a chartered accountant. See, when you ask a person what you want to become in life, he will not tell every part of his life. He will tell the most important thing. He will not give a big bucket list. He will not tell that I have 100 things and I want to become all this. It's impossible. So they will tell the first part, which is the pinnacle of their dream. So for him, he wanted to become a chartered accountant, he wanted to have international clients, global clients, and he wanted to become rich. So these are the only three things he wanted to become, and he has already achieved it. He has already achieved it. So this is how the chart actually substantiates, because the 11th lord Mars, well placed, because seeing the 11th house. 10th lord Jupiter, well placed, seeing the 10th house. See, all these things are important. The 12th and the 5th lord Venus, which gives extremely active brain, it is also well placed. It is in between the 9th and the 10th house. Very, very strong placement. 2nd lord Moon, well placed in between the 11th and the 12th house. So it's not that he is a miser. He spends a lot. So whatever he earns, he simply spends like water. They live a fabulous life. It's not that he's simply earning and living somewhere in a small, house. He's living in a palatial house. They go on foreign tours. He pays his taxes. He is what we call as in Hindi mast. He spends well, and it's a dream come true for this particular person. So in the next coming charts, we will be discussing about many other professions and how they did well and how they became rich.
I would like to add one point here.
Yeah.
We had predicted about this person.
Yes.
In Jupiter Dasha, he's going to do more big.
Exactly.
And he's been doing it, and by 2000.
My next prediction for this person, after that prediction of that very well doing and money accumulation, the question what this person had asked me, I'll just tell you. He had asked me that he had seen a ranch, a huge ranch, which is something like around, I think, on that day when he had asked me this question, I think it was around 4 years back. That particular ranch was in the hilly side of the Himalayas, and it was somewhere around 500 crores. And he just told that I have the money to take the ranch, and something like I have to put up something like somewhere around 25-30 crores more, and I'll make a big resort. So, and he had asked me simply directly, will it become true? Because I have the money, but can I go into it? So I told, yes, you are going to do it, but in another 6 years, so 2 more years, and I think I'll get a feedback. So I know this person personally, so I'll get the feedback very easily. So once I get the feedback, I'll come back and again do another video on that. So thank you very much. God bless.